go ahead and get started today, you guys. So today we're going to be continuing with the tempo eccentric work. All right, so today we're going to go through our typical workout scheme, warming up, practicing, going through our circuit. And then in the circuit today, we're going to be doing 4-1-1 high pulls. So with tempo on the eccentrics, bear crawls for our athletes who are able to do so, and then plank walkouts for those of you who can't do bear crawl, and then 4-1-1 lunges, so with tempo. And then for those of us who are working our upper bodies only today, we're going to be doing 4-1-1 push-up and overs. All right. Then we're going to go into the rotation planks, and we got some variations here in case the rotations don't work for you. And then we got a 4-1-1 single arm overhead press. All right, so that's the circuit. We're going to finish up with the stretch sesh at the end. Does anyone have any questions on the format for today's class? No? All right, so then does anyone have any aches or sorenesses I should be aware of? Feeling good today?
I got some funky knee stuff going on, but I'll whatever. I don't think, I'll modify the lunge if I have to. Yeah. You're going to demo, so I get the 4-1-1, but I'm guessing it's just, it'll be obvious, right?
Yeah, it's a eccentric. So for the 4-1-1 is a 4-second eccentric, 1 second pause, and then 1 second on the concentric. So 4 seconds down, 1 second pause, 1 second up.
Got it. I've done that.
All right, so let's go ahead and get warmed up. So if you're going to be working out primarily in standing, start in standing. For those of us who are going to be in sitting, start in sitting. All right, so let's start by doing some gentle neck rolls. Rolling your head from one shoulder to the other. You can start going clockwise, working on getting a gentle stretch throughout the range of motion. Focus on an easeful breath. And then reverse your neck roll, go in the other direction. So going counterclockwise. Work on easeful breathing. Good, one more round. All right, next we're gonna do some shoulder shrugs, bringing your arms up the front of your body towards your ears. Inhale, pin your shoulder blades together at the back of the top, and then slide your shoulder blades down your rib cage, and then roll your shoulders back to the front, slide them up towards your ear, roll them back, and slide them back down. Continue with that circular motion. Work on trying to exaggerate through that range of motion. Really trying to get as far as you can to the front, up high, to the back, and down low. Try to get as much movement out of your shoulder blade as possible. One more. And then reverse it. So now at the bottom, you're going to squeeze your shoulder blades together, slide your shoulder blades up your rib cage towards your ears, roll your shoulders to the front, and then down your torso. And squeeze them to the back, and continue with that circular motion. And again, really try to exaggerate the total motion of your shoulder blade. Try to get your shoulder blade to move as much as possible. There we go. Continue with that circular motion. All right. Next, we're going to take our arms up overhead, splay your fingers wide, and bring your hands down by your side. If you're in a chair, you're going to be hinging forward as your arms come down to the ground. Try to keep your back flat. Inhale up. Exhale, bring your arms down by the side. If you're in standing, you're going to do a squat. Down as your arms come down to the ground. Stand up as you exhale up. Arms come down the side. Really splay your fingers. Think about taking up as much space as you can. Make sure you're aware of your surroundings. Don't knock anything over. Really reach as far as you can through those fingertips. Good. and then reverse it. So now as you hinge or stand up, your arms come up the side. Inhale, exhale, arms come down the front. Hinge down or squat down, keeping the back flat. Working this in seated or standing. Working on incorporating this full body motion. Good. Next, we're going to do some total body circles. And we're going to squat down, hinge down towards the bottom, hands are towards the floor. Then we're going to come around in a big circle. So here I'm going clockwise. Reaching our arms around, taking as much space as possible, splay those fingers. Squat or hinge down. Take as much space as you can. And then reverse that circle. Going the other way. So now I'm going counterclockwise. So working this as a hinge in sitting or as a squat in standing. Take up as much space as you can. All right. For our standing athletes, you're going to do a standing leg swing. You can put your hand on a stable surface if you need for balance. Make sure you're aware of your surroundings. Don't kick anything over. You're going to swing your right leg back and forth as far as you can, getting a gentle stretch. Keeping your torso as vertical as you can. Keep swinging. And then for our seated athletes, you're going to do an up and opposing arm swing. So you start with your right arm reaching out in front of you as far as you can, left arm reaching in back of you as far as you can. And then you switch them, swinging back and forth. Think about trying to reach as far as you can, both in the forward and backward directions. Alternating that reach. Take as much space as you can. Standing athletes, switch your leg. So now you're swinging your left leg back and forth. Try to keep your torso as vertical as you can. This will also challenge your core a little bit, working that anti-rotation from your swing leg. Good. And standing athletes, you're now going to transition to a side leg swing. So again, you can have your hand on a stable surface. If you want to challenge your balance some, take your hand off a stable surface. Swing your right leg side to side. And a little stretch in the groin and the side of your hip. For our seated athletes, you're going to be swinging your arms side to side horizontally. Here you're working an anti-rotation in your trunk. So your trunk doesn't move, just your arms here. But reach as far as you can in each direction. There we go. Standing athletes, switch your swing leg. So now you're swinging your left leg side to side. Try to keep your torso as vertical as you can. Like I said before, if you need a balance support, put your hand on something stable in front of you. Be aware of your surroundings, don't kick anything over. There we go. Just a few more passes here. Good. All right, next we're gonna get into some jumping jacks. So standard jumping jacks for our standing athletes is gonna be bring your arms up overhead, hopping with your feet apart and then together. And then if the hopping doesn't work for you, you simply bring your arms up overhead, quickly back down. This is the same for our seated athlete. Bring your arms all the way up overhead and then quickly back down. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next, we're gonna go into a split jack. So standing athletes, you're in a split stance, one foot in front of the other. You're gonna be alternating the hopping feet. So the foot that's in the front, you're gonna swing your arms horizontally across your body and then wide open. If the hopping part doesn't work for you, you're doing back slappers. Make sure you alternate the top arm as you bring your arms across your body. The same thing for our seated athletes, doing back slappers. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. All right, so our heart rate should be a bit elevated at this point. How are we doing? Good? Excellent. So let's get into the practice round. So let's change that view. And mute. So first up is going to be the 4-1-1 high pull. So this is where you need a weight or a backpack full of heavy things. And what we're going to do, if you're using that backpack, first make sure that you tighten up all of the shoulder straps. So you minimize the play of the shoulder straps and maximize how much you can move the backpack. We're going to pop that weight up to your chin, and then from there, pause for a second, and then lower it down in 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause at the bottom, and then pop it up, pause, hold, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, working a breathing pattern here is even more efficient. So pop it up, and then exit, inhale, and then inhale, and then all right, good. For our seated athletes, it's much the same, just doing this and sitting. So you're gonna have the weight in front of you, hinge forward just a little bit, and then from there, pop the weight up, and then inhale. And then work that breathing pattern, all right? Any questions on the 4-1-1 high pull? Good on that one? All right. Everyone found an appropriate weight? Ideally, if you guys have been following along, I know no one was really watching my YouTube videos. I can see how many people watch them. Ideally, you're using a little bit heavier weight than you did last week. All right, so let's keep moving on here. Next up is the bear crawl. For our standing athletes, for our seated athletes, we're going to be working a plank walkout. So here's the movement, bear crawl. For our standing athletes, the very simple version is on hands and knees here. And from here, you're going to step your right hand and left leg forward. So opposite arm and leg, and then step your left hand and right leg forward. And then bring your left hand and right leg back. And then right hand, left leg back. So always stepping opposite arm and leg, doing 1 step forward, 1 step back. Key thing here is keep your spine and pelvis level as best as you can. Now, if you can use a little bit more challenge here, you can lift your knees off the floor, and then from there, perform the bear crawl. But make sure you keep your spine level the entire time. This is key. This is what's really going to challenge your core and your stability. Now, for our seated athletes, we're going to do what's called a plank walkout. So we're going to start on the floor versions for those of you who feel comfortable transferring down, and then go over a seated version. All right, so for our plank walkouts, depending on how much core activation you have, we're going to work on coming into either a full plank, knee plank, or a hip plank. And what you're going to do is walk your hands out as far as you can while maintaining control. If you can get to the ground, that's awesome. And then walk yourself back up to your start, going back and forth. So perform this either from a full plank, that's super hard, a knee plank, or a hip plank. Going forward as far as you can and back under control. For those, our seated athletes who maybe don't feel comfortable or don't feel like transferring down to the ground, roll up to a stable surface, so a solid table here. And then start by leaning forward just at the base of your support, and then walk your hands out as far as you can. Do not let your forearms and the rest of your arm touch the surface. Make sure that you're just supporting yourself through your hands, and that's what's going to challenge your core as you do that walkout. All right, how are we doing with the plank walkouts and the bear crawls? Good? Excellent. All right, keep moving. So next up is the 4-1-1 lunge or the 4-1-1 push-up and over. So for the 4-1-1 lunge, you're going to be doing this with weight or without weight or with some hand support if you need to. So standing up tall, we're going to lower down in 4 seconds. So 2 full inhales and exhales. And then alternate legs. So you pause for a second at the bottom, inhaling, exhale back up, and then take those 2 breaths. Now, I mentioned before, if you need some hand support, use a stable surface here. So I got a table here, and I'm performing that 4-1-1 tempo. All right, and then for our seated athletes, we're gonna start on the floor, the 4-1-1 push-up, then over. So here, you're gonna need your backpack full of heavy things, and then put that on the ground in front of you, and you're performing this however you need to, whether you're on your knees or on your hips. And then from here, you're gonna lower down to one side, so I'm stepping over my right hand over to the right, lowering down in 2 full inhales and exhales. Inhale at the bottom, exhale up, both hands on the bag, and then stepping the left hand out to the left, lower down to the left in 2 full breaths. Pause, inhale, exhale up, and then working side to side. Make sure you work that breath tempo. Don't get ahead of yourself here. All right, now for our seated athletes who don't feel comfortable transferring to the ground, you're gonna take your backpack, put it up on that elevated surface, and then work that 4-1-1 tempo push up and over. Start with both hands on the bag, right hand out to the side, lower down in 4. Pause, inhale, exhale up. And then doing the other side, going side to side. Good? Any questions on that? Good? All right, moving along. You all know the drill already. So next up is the rotation plank. So for those of us who feel comfortable getting onto the ground, the rotation plank is this, starting with our full plank variation. We're gonna go on straight arms today. And then from here, we're going to work on shifting your weight over to your left, making sure you maintain your level torso and pelvis, and then rotate up, pressing through your stance arm, rotate up so your right hand points to the ceiling, rotate back down under control, shift sides. Now I'm on my right hand, lifting up my left arm, and then reaching my left arm up towards the ceiling, making sure that I'm making myself long through my fingertips, then come down slow and under control. All right, now for those of us who don't feel comfortable with the rotation of the spine, the alternative is going to just be picking up one arm and reaching out to the side and back down. Working that. So we have the full plank variation, we have a knee plank variation, we have a hip plank variation, and then for our standing athletes who maybe don't feel comfortable getting down to the ground, although you were just doing bear crawls, we're going to do rotations here. And then for our seated athletes, we're staying in the chair for this workout. You're going to roll up to the elevated surface and then lean out as far as you can so you can still support yourself but challenge your core a bit. So hold yourself up and then rotate up. And the key thing is really press through your stance arm. Don't let your stance arm get lazy. Make your core work here as you twist. All right. Any questions with the rotation plank? Good? All right. Next up, last up, is the 4-1-1 single arm overhead press. So for our seated athletes who have already been working out on the floor, you can stay on the floor for this one. You can either work out in a long sit or a cross-leg position, whichever one feels better for you. And then we're going to take your backpack in a front rack position, press it up, and then lower down in 4. Pause at the bottom, exhale up, and then work that 4-1-1 tempo. All right, same thing for our standing athletes. Do this in standing. Good. So make sure you test out both sides. Make sure you have an appropriate weight for yourself. All right. So with this 4-1-1 tempo, you should be getting like 8 to 10 repetitions per exercise. All right. So Any questions, any modifications that are needed for this workout at this point? No? Ready to work out, you guys? Let's do it. So let's get set up for those 411 high pulls. Let me set my timer. There's my stopwatch. All right. So get in position. Get ready for those 411 high pulls. Grab your weights and let's get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down to full breath. Pause and then exhale. There we go. Working this in seated or in standing. Make sure that you keep a neutral spine. There we go. What was that comment here? We're doing 4 rounds today. 4 rounds of the circuit. Good question, Ian. All right, keep it going, you guys. Work those high pulls. Good, you got about 10 seconds left, so you got probably 1 more full repetition left. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Transition to the plank walkouts or the bear crawls. So if you're transitioning down to the ground, make your way onto the ground, and then work whatever variation you need to, whether it be the plank walkouts or the bear crawls. Working them on your knees or on your toes, making sure if you're doing those bear crawls that you're keeping your spine as level as you can. There you go. Work consistent movement here. Steady breathing. Don't hold your breath. Whatever you do, do not hold your breath. There you go. If we're doing this in sitting, walking our hands out as far as we can, keeping your arms off the surface, and then walking back up. Work on challenging your core. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Working the push-up and overs or the lunges in the 4-1-1 tempo. All right. So if we're doing the lunges, we're just alternating. The same thing with the push-up and overs. We're alternating. So starting in the start position, lower down to the ground, 4 seconds. Pause, inhale. Exhale up, alternate sides. Now, if you're doing the push-ups, make sure you keep your elbows in. Don't let them flare out past 45 degrees here. That's why it's key for maintaining good shoulder positioning. Good. You're doing the lunges. Make sure you're alternating sides, working on lowering, slow and under control. Good. Alternating. We got 8 seconds, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. All right. Transition to those rotation planks. If you're already on the ground, stay there. Start rotating around, staying stable as you twist. If you need to transfer down to the ground, get in position and get started. We're doing this from the chair. Make sure you're in position and then really engage your stance arm. Rotate up. If you feel like this is too easy, try to scoot yourself even further away. So you have to really support yourself on that stance arm and then rotate around. Just don't fall out of your chair. Good. Keep it going, working these rotation planks. Staying stable through your stance arm. Rotate up. Get long as far as you can. Keep your hips level. Don't let them pop up. Don't let them push backwards. Keep everything in neutral spine alignment. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to finish up with a 4-1-1 single arm overhead press. We're going to do about 5 reps on each side. So working this in long sit. If you're in sitting, in the chair, push up, lower down. 2 full inhales and exhales on the way down. Good. 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. Good. Keep it up. Keep going. Got a couple more reps left. 10 seconds left. Get at least one more full repetition in. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Take a little rest break. We got 1 minute here to catch your breath. Focus on easy breathing. All right. How are we doing, you guys? Good. Does everyone think this is really easy? No? I see some head shaking.
I'm disintegrating in my own heat.
Okay, you're just in an oven.
Yeah, I know. I am.
Drinking water during this workout then. Stay hydrated.
I think it's actually hotter in the Bay Area today than it is down in LA.
It is. Oh my God, I'm dying.
Yeah,
It's a death trap. I don't understand.
All right, you
I
guys.
want to be where my sister is right now. She's in LA.
Catch your breath. We got 10 seconds left on this break here. Let's get started. Get ready for those 4-1-1 high pulls. Grab your weights. Let's get going in 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Work the 4-1-1 tempo. All right. Pop it up on an exhale. Lower down 2 full inhales and exhales. Inhale at the bottom when you pause, and exhale back up. Oops, got my stopwatch. Keep it going. Work a steady rhythm here. We're going to be sitting or standing. Make sure you maintain tension in your body the entire time. Working the control. You should completely own every single part of this motion. You should be able to start and stop at any point. Work on that smooth, controlled movement. We got 10 seconds left. Get at least one more full repetition in. There we go. Work that smooth breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plank walkouts or bear crawls. Transferring down to the ground. I think everyone here today is doing these on the ground. Let me know if I'm wrong on that one. Working your bear crawl or your plank walkout. This plank walkout is analogous to the ab roller. If you've ever seen those in a gym, it's the same motion. It's just that instead of that smooth roll, you're going out segmentally and working on an anti-rotation through your core as you're stepping out. Keep going. Work those steady repetitions. Stay under control. We got less than 15 seconds left, so keep breathing. Work on being as stable and smooth control as you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Transition to the 4-1-1 lunges or the push-up and overs. So, if you're doing the push-up and overs, another key thing here is trying to keep your spine in neutral as best as you can, of course. Trying to make sure you're not popping your hips up or letting them sag excessively down. But the idea is to control your core positioning as best as you can, to the best of your abilities. Keep your elbows from flaring out more than 45 degrees. All right, there are lungers. Keep your chest up as you're going through this. Sliding your foot down. Pause. Exhale up. Really root through your front foot. Working that with weight or with a hand support if you need to. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Work those rotation planks. Back on the ground. Whether you're doing these in the full plank variation, knee plank variation, hip plank variation. Work on moving smooth and under control. Good. And like I mentioned before, if the rotation doesn't really work for you today, you can work simply just reaching the arm out to the side as far as you can, keeping your shoulders square to the floor. Whether that be if you have a history of back pain, or if your doctor's told you not to twist for the rest of your life, which sometimes I disagree with, but if you notice it causes you problems, stay in neutral. There we go. Keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. All right, 4-1-1 single arm overhead presses. For our seated athletes, remember you can do this in either a long sit or a cross leg sit. Press up on the exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, pause at the bottom, exhale up. Work that tempo. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. There you go. Keep it up. Keep moving. Work a steady rhythm. Keep your chest as wide as you can. That'll help maintain neutral spine posture and make yourself more efficient with your pressing mechanics. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. All right. Good work, you guys. How are we doing? We're halfway through the circuit.
Dos ranas.
Dos más?
Dos más.
Dos más. Okay, dos más. Good. Does anyone need any modifications at this point, or are we still doing good? All right. Who needs something harder, or is everyone sufficiently challenged? Sufficiently challenged. I see a head nod. All right. Good. So we got a few more seconds here. Catch your breath. It's really hot in the Bay Area. I think it's hot all over California right now. So stay hydrated as best you can. Keep your body cool. Work your breathing. Good. We got 10 seconds here. So finish up the last gulp. Take one more big breath in and out. And let's get set for round 3. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's work it. Work that 4-1-1 high pull. Hinging forward. Pop that weight up on the exhale. Lower down on 2 inhales and exhales. Pause the bottom, inhale. Exhale up. There we go. Keep up that steady rhythm, that steady tempo, creating a lot of tension throughout your whole body. This is more than just an upper body exercise. It's working your core, and for our standing athletes, it'll work your legs a little bit. All right. Make sure we're engaged. Good. 10 seconds left, so get one more full rep in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Transition to the ground for your bear crawls or plank walkouts. Get it? Getting down to the floor. And whichever version you're working, whether that be your plank walkouts, from the hips, from the knees, from a full plank, or your bear crawls. On hands and knees, or on hands and feet. Make sure if you're doing these bear crawls, you're keeping your spine as neutral as possible, level pelvis, moving smooth like a chameleon. Under control. Keep breathing here. You got a few more seconds left. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. All right. Let's go into the 4-1-1 push-up and overs or the lunges. Remember, for these push-ups, make sure your elbows don't flare out past 45 degrees. Work steady lowering and back up. Keeping a wide chest. And this is both for those of us doing the push-ups and those of us doing the lunges. Good. Chest up, lower down. Inhale at the bottom, exhale up. Alternating sides. There you go. Keep it going. And remember, if you feel like you need to take a regression at any point, that is totally fine. If you're using weights before, you can ditch your weight. If you feel like you need some hand support, you can use some hand support. Good. And then if you feel like this was too easy, like you have some more gas in the tank, you need more weight next time. All right. Last up is go into the rotation plank. Transfer to the ground. And then once you're in position, work your rotation plank. Whatever version you're doing, whether it be on your knees, your hips, or the full plank position. Or working a modified anti-rotation single arm plank. Keep it going, keep breathing. Keep your hips level as best as you can, spine as neutral as possible. There you go. Reach through your arms, take up as much space as you can, really press through your stance arm to make yourself as tall as possible at the top of the movement. There we go. Keep it going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, almost done here. 4-1-1, single arm overhead presses. Working these cross-legged, long sit, or in standing. All right, press up on the exhale, and lower down. Inhale, pause, exhale up. Good, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, switch sides. All right, let's get to it. There we go. That's it. Keep with that breath tempo. Keep it up. 10 seconds left. You get at least one more full repetition in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. All right. Take that rest break. Smooth inhales through your belly. Allow yourself to calm your system for a little bit. Get some water. We got one more round of the circuit, and then we'll stretch it out to finish. All right. How's everyone's temperature? Is anyone getting really hot and sweaty? Anyone overheating?
Yes, very much so.
Doing good. All right. So Ian, make sure you take an ice bath after this. That'll be
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely taking a cold shower.
Yeah, that sounds great. Cold shower?
Yes.
Heck yeah. All right, we got 10 seconds left. So take one last gulp of water, one full breath, and let's get to it. In 3, 2, 1. 4-1-1, high pulls. Let's go. Work a steady movement, under control, controlled breathing, steady movement. All right, you guys, this is the last round here of the circuit. Let's make it count. Now remember, smooth controlled motion is what I want to see number one. I don't want to see you herky-jerky moving around a weight that's not appropriate for you. I want you moving well. And then moving a lot. There we go. Keep it going. Keep breathing. Keep up the steady rhythm. All right, 10 seconds left. Get one more full rep in. Steady breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Transition to the ground. Work your plank walkouts or your bear crawls. All right, let me bring that timer down so I can see the time. And let's move it, you guys. Work any of the walkouts or your bear crawls. Steady movement, move under control, take a little pause if you need to, and really challenge your core stability. See how far you can walk out with those walkouts. See how smooth you can make your bear crawls. And then another way you can challenge yourself with these bear crawls, take longer strides. So if you're taking these short strides and they feel good, take a long stride. Still move, smooth and under control. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 411 push up and overs, 411 lunges. Let's go. Alternating sides. Whatever version you need to do, take whatever progression or regression you need. All right, let's get to it, you guys. That's it. Work on alternating sides for both the lunge and the push-up, making sure you maintain a wide chest the entire time. Again, for those of us doing the push-ups, as you get tired, make sure you maintain good elbow position. Don't let it flare out more than 45 degrees. Keep it up. Keep moving. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, rotation planks. Get in position and get rotating or anti-rotating. In whatever version you need, whether it still be the full plank, knee plank, or hip plank. There we go. Make sure you're pushing strong through your stance arm to make it lift yourself as high off the floor as you can, reaching up towards the ceiling. Get tall and long. This is gonna optimally engage the muscles of your shoulder blade. All right, 10 seconds left. Get a few more rounds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last exercise here. Single arm overhead press with a 4-1-1 tempo. Working this in long sit, cross leg sit, or in standing. Up on the exhale, lower down 2 full breaths. Pause at the bottom, inhale, exhale up. There we go. That's it. 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. Home stretch, you guys. Get a few good reps. Keep it up. Almost there. 10 seconds left. Get one more full repetition in. Consistent, smooth breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. All right. Pause here. Woo. Wipe that sweat off your forehead. Get some water. Stand by a fan if you have one. Stick your head in the freezer. All good.
Good idea. Good idea, man. I might face that. Good idea.
Yeah. But you won't be hot.
Yeah, that is true.
This is
I'm baking like an oven.
all right. How are we doing, you guys?
Very burnt out.
All right. Well, now is the time that we're going to stretch out, cool things down a little bit, and then finish on a more mellow note. All right. Does anyone have any aches or sorenesses right now that I should be aware of?
I mean, my shoulder's popping like crazy. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know.
It doesn't hurt. You're doing okay. All right. So we're going to start off with some cat-cows here. So for those of you who feel comfortable performing these on the ground, we're going to be in a quadruped, so hands and knees position. And then we're going to start with the cat. So you're going to extend your belly down towards the ground, looking up at the ceiling. Inhale, exhale, go into the cat. So the back comes up toward the ceiling. You're looking down into your hips. And then flowing between those two positions. For our seated athletes, if you're still on the ground and you feel comfortable staying on the ground, put your hands on your knees, and on the cow, you're going to push your belly forward, look up at the ceiling, inhale, exhale, push your spine back behind you, look down into your lap. Work on wiggling out your spine. If you've transferred back into your chair, working on putting your hands on your knees, starting with the cat or the cow. Inhale, exhale to cat. Getting that gentle wiggle through your spine. All right. Take a few more repetitions here. Gentle wiggles. Easy breathing. All right. Next up is going to be a knee hug. For those of us on the ground, you're going to pull one knee to your chest, and then keep gently tugging on that one leg. Little oscillations here. For our seated athletes, you're going to do a posterior cup stretch. So you're going to reach your right arm across your body, grab hold of your right elbow with your left hand, and gently pull it across your body, and gently pull cross body. All right, so gently pulling your right knee to your chest, or gently pulling your right shoulder across your body. Easy, full, long breaths. And then switch sides. So taking your left arm, reaching across your body for that posterior cup stretch, grabbing hold of your left elbow with your right hand, and gently pulling your left shoulder across your body. Good. For those of us doing the knee hugs, you're not pulling your left knee to your chest. Then gentle pulls. Get that stretch in your hip. All right, next up, we're going to do a tricep-bicep flow. So doing this in sitting or standing, you're going to reach your right arm up over your head and then down your spine, stretching the triceps in the right arm. You can add a little bit of overpressure with your left hand, and then release it. Reach your arm back behind you as far as you can and stretch the bicep in the front of your arm, and then flow between the tricep stretch and the bicep stretch. Again, you can work this in long sit, sitting in a chair, standing up. Good, one more pass. Switch arms. Now your left arm comes up overhead and then reaches down your back. Add a little overpressure with your right hand if you can. And then reach your left arm behind you as far as you can and stretch that bicep. We're getting this in long sit, in the chair, or in standing. Good. All right. And next up is going to be a cactus pose stretch. So for those of us staying in long sit, you're going to be bending your elbows at 90 degrees. Put your palms and elbows together in front. This is the closed position. Go from closed to open up as a cactus. Inhale. Exhale. Reach your hands over your head. Touch your thumbs together. Inhale to cactus. Exhale, close. Going back and forth. For our standing athletes, if it feels comfortable to you, we can also add in a little hip flexor stretch. So come into a half kneeling position. So here I have my left knee down on the ground, my right leg is up. Performing the cactus stretch. Get a little twofer here, stretching out your hips while we're at it. Good. If you're doing this in half kneel, switch your legs, stretch out the other hip. Get that squeeze between your shoulder blades. Good. One more pass all the way through. All right. Shake it out a little bit. And let's finish with Shavasana. Lie down on the floor, on your back, face up. If you're doing Shavasana in a chair, you're going to scoot a little forward in your chair and then lie back into your backrest. If you have a short, shallow backrest, lean up against the wall. Make sure you have your wheelchair locked and let your arms dangle by your side. All right. And from here, we're lying on the ground, arms to the side, feet apart. Focus on a belly breath. As you inhale, your belly rises. Exhale, belly falls. All right. Continue with that easeful breathing. Close your eyes. And then allow your hands and your feet to sink into the floor. Let them become lights and then shift your focus to your elbows and your knees. Allow those body parts to sink into the floor. Moving on up to the hips and the shoulders. Allow those to sink, become open. And then moving into your spinal column, allowing your sacrum, your low back, your upper back, your neck, and your head to segmentally sink into the floor, one after the other. Gently start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Roll your wrists and your ankles in whatever directions feel good. Start to move in your elbows and your knees. Again, some movement, some gyrations through your hips and your shoulders. Moving those gyrations and those twists and turns to your spine, into your head, squirming around on the ground, and then sit on up. All right. Boom. Who's feeling good right now? Who's asleep? Ian, you can't be asleep. You're raising your hand.
I'm still very sleepy. It's been a long week.
Half asleep.
Yeah, it's been a long, very, very week.
All right. How is everyone feeling right now? Good?
Very good.
Excellent. How did this workout feel compared to last week, Friday? Good? It was the same workout. I just hope you guys push yourself a little bit harder. So you guys have a great weekend. Stay away from poison oak. Don't do what I did last weekend. Poison oak's bad. Gives you itchy rashes.
How did you get, question, how the heck did you get poison oak in your system in the first place?
You're going through a regional park and you're doing a little bit of bushwhacking. Sometimes it just gets on you.
Stay away. Stay
Yeah.
away.
Yeah, no touch.
Read the sign. Read the sign.
Even if you are careful, it can still get you. All right.
Yeah.
Have a good week.
All right. See you later. Have a good one.
Later.
Later.
Glad you're feeling better.
Yeah, thank you, Jorge. All right, I'll see you guys next week. Bye.